Malaysia's My Second Home program just added a lower tier pass that you may qualify for. Today I'm going to fill you in on all available options for the Peninsula Malaysia My Second Home program. I'm going to tell you about the conditions, how much money you need to put down, and much more. And I'm also going to tell you about some things that you did not know about Malaysia. If you have followed the history of the Malaysia My Second Home program, you do know that this program was launched in 2002 and it attracted tens of thousands of expats to Malaysia. Many of them still live on the Malaysia My Second Home program pass today. Even though there was a big fiasco during the past health crisis, immigration was a mess, and they decided to scrape the lower tier options from the program, and these changes seem to have been reversed right now. This is very appealing to someone who has been waiting anxiously and patiently for Malaysia to come up with an option that's doable, that you can meet. One of the reasons why this happened is because way fewer people applied since Malaysia upgraded the income requirements from 10,000 to 40,000 ringgit per month. The applications dropped by literally 90%, so nobody was interested, and so they knew that something had to change to get the numbers back up to the same levels that we saw pre-health crisis, pre-pandemic. Let's start out with the most expensive option, the Platinum Pass. To qualify for the Platinum Pass, you have to put down $1 million into a local bank account in Malaysia. That's $1 million. If we take a look at the current US dollar to Malaysian ringgit exchange rate, we can see that $1 gets you about 4.7 ringgit. Yes, the ringgit has been slashed, hammered, and you get a lot more money in Malaysia these days, especially if you bring in foreign money. If you have foreign currency, if you have the dollar, the euro, the pound, Australian dollar, you can have a great life in Malaysia, and the local currency is really being slaughtered these days. So you're looking at a $1 million or more deposit into a local bank account to qualify for the Platinum Pass. If you want to purchase property and get the Platinum Pass, you must purchase property valued at least 2 million ringgit, which comes down to roughly $420,000. As always, once your MM2H visa has been approved, you can withdraw 50% of that money. So let's say you put down a deposit into a fixed deposit account in Malaysia, and your Malaysia My Second Home Pass has been approved. You can take 50% of that money out. The other 50% must stay in your fixed deposit account until you either A, cancel your Malaysia My Second Home visa, or something else happens. The withdrawal must be made in Malaysia. This is very important. You may be able to withdraw up to 50% of the total amount deposited under certain circumstances, like if you have to pay for medical expenses, or there are certain other things you want to get done, but they are quite restrictive about that. So you can't just take the money out for any reason. You must comply to all Malaysia My Second Home program conditions. To get the Platinum Pass, you have to pay a 200,000 ringgit fee. This is for the principal applicant. So we're looking at roughly a $42,000, $43,000 fee that's paid to the government. It's non-refundable. Once you paid it, it's gone. The Platinum Pass is a social visit pass to Malaysia that gives you access to the country for up to 20 years. And the same is also true for your spouse and underage children. If you want to bring them with you, there may be certain exceptions, like children within a certain age range that may want to go to school in Malaysia. They can potentially join you on this venture. The second option that we have is the Gold Pass. If you want to go down the fixed deposit path, you're looking at $500,000 into a fixed deposit account in Malaysia. If you're looking to purchase property in Malaysia and get the Gold Pass, you're looking at an investment of at least 1 million ringgit. So you can see the Platinum Pass required a 2 million ringgit investment in real estate, and the Gold Pass requires a 1 million ringgit investment in real estate, so your price has been cut in half. Likewise, you can withdraw up to 50% of your fixed deposit account upon approval of your Malaysia My Second Home Pass. So once paperwork's been done, they've given you the green light and you got your pass, then you can withdraw up to 50% of that fixed deposit. The Gold Pass is a 15-year renewable visa to Malaysia. You can also include your main dependents, your spouse, and your underage children. If the Platinum and Gold Passes are out of reach for you because it's more money than you want to spend, it's more money than you want to put down in a Malaysia bank account for a number of reasons, then you may want to consider the Silver Pass. The Silver Pass requires a deposit of just $150,000 into a local bank account. So in ringgit, we're talking about roughly 750,000 ringgit right now. It's a little bit less, maybe 720 to 730,000 ringgit. Of course, it fluctuates. It depends on the currency exchange rate. If you want to purchase property, then you must make an investment of at least 600,000 ringgit into real estate in Malaysia. So you're looking at about 120, 130,000 bucks in Malaysian real estate. The other conditions remain the same. 50% of that money, let's say you do the fixed deposit, that can be withdrawn for certain things. Again, it's restricted. You can't just use it for anything that you want, but up to 50% of the total deposit can be withdrawn once you've been approved for the Malaysia My Second Home Silver Pass. Since we're talking about a small investment, this visa, the Silver Pass, is valid for 5 years. It's renewable, and you can also bring your dependents. However, it is not a work permit. You cannot work with the Silver Pass in Malaysia. All right, now we have reached the most important part, the visa that many of you guys will be interested in, which is the Special Economic Zone Visa Pass. And that's, of course, in Johor Bahru. So that's Malaysia's border city. It borders Singapore. And there is this Special Economic Zone between Malaysia and Singapore. And here's what the deal looks like. This is available for people from 21 years of age to 49 years of age. They have to put down a deposit of $65,000. If you're 50 or older, you're looking at an investment of $32,000 while it's in a fixed deposit account. The deposit withdrawal conditions are the same. So once your Special Economic Zone Pass for Johor Bahru has been approved, you can withdraw up to 50% of that amount. Probably not immediately, but over a number of years or months, and under certain conditions, you can withdraw up to 50% and use it for certain things such as medical expenses. The withdrawal must happen in Malaysia, inside Malaysia. To get the Special Economic Zone Pass, you must purchase the property from developers, not real estate agents. That's very important. So there are certain projects that you can choose from, and you have to go to the developer. You can't go to the real estate agent. So that's a very important differentiation that I want to make. And this is great because the barrier of entry is placed so much lower than for the silver, platinum, and gold passes. You're looking at a very modest investment in the country where you do get great value for your money. And this is really a great deal considering how difficult it has been to get in on the Malaysia My Second Home deal. Over the past number of years, it's been extremely difficult. The best thing about this pass is that you can get it for up to 10 years, okay? That's what the SEZ pass is, and you can renew it, like I said, and it has to be within the special zone, so you can't really pivot. You can't go to any other state in Malaysia. It has to be in Johor Bahru. So if you want to go to, say, East Malaysia, where you have Kuching, Miri, Cebu, then you would actually have to apply for the Sarawak Malaysia My Second Home program. Or if you want to go to any other state in Malaysia other than Johor Bahru, you would have to go with the regular Silver Pass. So you can see it is very restricted. All right, let's talk about the fixed deposit. There are a couple things that I want to inform you about, not necessarily warn you about, but just inform you about so you are aware of the risks and you are aware of some of the facts that almost nobody talks about. While Malaysian bank accounts are insured, the maximum deposit insurance per account, per bank account in Malaysia is capped at 250,000 ringgit. You can do the math yourself. You can do the exchange. Let's say that's in dollars. You're looking at a little bit over 50,000 bucks. You can do the math yourself. Let's say you have US dollars and you want to get that money deposited in Malaysia. To get one of the visas that we talked about, then you only have insurance for so much money, and like we said, it's 250,000 ringgit, which is approximately $50,000. Like I said, it really depends on the current exchange rate, so it does fluctuate. And some people say it's a great idea to deposit money into a Malaysian bank account because interest rates are really good. However, is that true? Because you also have to look at it in terms of real numbers. The nominal values have to be adjusted to real values. So we have to factor in inflation, and there is a lot of inflation in Malaysia. Unless you really don't know how to make money from a business, or you don't have any other option to create an income or do anything with the money because you're unwilling to invest it, or you're just a low risk person, then maybe it makes sense for you to do something like that. If you want to have the money locked up, it's probably not going to disappear, but the deposit insurance is capped, and inflation in Malaysia has been pretty outrageous. So there are just a couple things that you have to consider. What is your take on the Malaysia My Second Home program? Is it worth investing in one of the passes that we discussed in today's video? Are you satisfied with the changes? In case you don't want to go to Malaysia, you don't want to put down that much money into a fixed deposit account, you may want to consider relocating to Paraguay, where you can get residency without proving economic solvency. You don't have to put down a fixed deposit, you don't have to prove income, nothing. You can just go there and get going. They're really easy. They will accept you assuming that you have a clean criminal record. Another country that you may want to consider is Argentina. You can get a visa by proving income, by marrying an Argentine citizen. You can go to school and get a visa. And the good thing about Argentina is that after 2 years, you can apply for citizenship. You can also go to Argentina and have a baby there, and you can become a citizen almost immediately. Panama is another great country that you may want to consider. Very similar climate to Malaysia. Also, Panama City, kind of comparable to Kuala Lumpur. Of course, it's not the same, but it's kind of similar in many ways. It's very modern. The weather is kind of the same. Plus, the visa requirements for Panama's residency program, especially the Friendly Nations visa, is softer than what we're seeing in Malaysia. It's just something worth considering. If you're not subscribed yet, click the red subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching Nomad Elite, and we see you on the next video.